Happy Wednesday there. My name's Luke and this is Life and Pushing Through Roadblocks. This is episode 4. So last week we talked a little bit about kind of the pre-cancer and kind of the emotional and kind of the medical stuff that kind of went through at the very beginning. This week we're going to talk about a little bit more of the chemo and kind of going through the process. So I went in there to start off with. I went to a surgical and I actually got a port inside inserted into my pec right here so that it connected to my heart. What it is that it was an external port that would be able to directly feed the chemo into my system, so it would go directly to my heart to disperse around my whole body. This made it a lot easier, so I didn't have to get injected every single time with anything and have to ruin veins. So it was a great process to do. Went in there and then I had what you call 6 rounds of chemo. So I'd be in there for 1 week and then I'd be out for 2. And so that would happen 6 times in a row if I could stay on schedule. And we can talk about that later about staying on schedule. And then I had 8 sessions of radiation at the end. Along with the chemo, I actually had what they call intrathecally. So what they did is they had a needle about yay long that got stuck into my spinal cord to inject the chemo directly into there. With the type of cancer that I had with the non-Hopkins Burkett's lymphoma, it was very, very aggressive. I've heard that it's probably one of the second fastest growing cancer in the world. I can't really give you the exact data on that, but it comes back in 2 areas if it does come back. It's in the spinal cord or into your brain. And so the radiation was for my brain, why I'm follically challenged, because radiation was so immense to here, worked its way down, and then also in the spinal cord, so that's where I got the intrathecal shots. Those probably hurt the most out of all things during this period was because that tumor in my spinal cord was pushing it so I couldn't move my legs, and if I tried to move my left leg, it would be immense pain. Well, the problem is that when you do intrathecally, you have to sit in a child pose. And so when you're sitting there down there in a survivor kind of child pose, that was very, very painful. And what the hospital and what the doctors did, and the nurses did is they gave me pain medication to forget this pain. Well, I do remember one time, and let me say I almost broke my mom's hand because how much pain I was in. But I wanted to give you an overview of kind of what happened. And then next week I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about the chemos and the rounds and everything that I went through and to ring that bell that first time. So thank you very much. First off, I'd like to just always thank my nurses, my doctors, my family, and the community. I'll do that every single time because realistically, without all 4 of those, I wouldn't have made it through. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.